Blocked from being deported, a federal judge says Palestinian activist Mahmoud Khalil cannot be deported from the U.S. despite efforts by the Trump administration. Now, Khalil was arrested Saturday after authorities say that he, quote, led activities aligned to Hamas, which is classified as a terrorist organization. According to Khalil's attorney, though, ICE agents say that they were carrying out orders to revoke Khalil's green card and student visa. His wife is also 8 months pregnant. She is a U.S. citizen, just to be able to point that out. Joining us now, Chief Legal Analyst Khalif Rhodes. Khalif, an American grad student who organized a pro-Palestinian protest at Columbia University, now arrested by ICE, facing deportation. You got two very different sides of this argument. How do we get here?
Yeah, this seems like something you read in a book, like you see in a movie. It definitely does not seem like something that would happen in the United States, but we're here at this moment. So give a couple of context to what happened, because I've read all the reports about this story so far. And what I can tell is that the agents came to take him and arrest him, and they told him that his student visa was revoked. At that moment, his attorney and everyone there said he doesn't have a student visa. He has a green card, which is entirely different. You would think ICE agents that are coming to arrest you would know the difference between the two. Then they say, well, nonetheless, his green card is also being revoked, which is confusing because green card process is a totally different process. Yes, you can still be deported if you have a green card, but the process, he is entitled to rights, significantly more rights than a person with a student visa. You're entitled to due process. This person was arrested in New York. Somehow now they're in Louisiana, already getting ready to get on a plane to get out of this country. This process is moving significantly faster than what is supposed to happen. But by all means, the allegations are that he's had some intertwining or inner workings with Hamas by participating in anti-Semitic conversations on the campus. Those types of statements that the Trump administrations are making, what I haven't seen is anything to support those allegations so far.
All right, so now you have a federal judge in New York who now blocked any efforts by the Trump administration. And we just saw today House Speaker Mike Johnson coming out very emphatically about this case. How do you see all this playing out?
Well, I mean, the judge did exactly what the judge should do. You block that because there is a higher burden. Remember, this person has the same rights as me or you. And so because they have the same rights as me and you, they are entitled to due process. The due process is either they've been convicted or charged with a crime. He hasn't. So that's off of the table. So now we're saying that they've contributed to or participated in some espionage, some spy activity. And again, that's what Mike Johnson and anyone else that's making these statements are making the allegations, but there's nothing that's been made out public for that. So there needs to be a hearing in court where you make these allegations public to be known exactly what they're saying that he's done. But right now, he's only participated, only spoke at speeches on a college campus. And to his defense, most of the folks that participated in it said it was both Islamic and Israeli folks participating in these protests on campus. So these were supported by folks on both sides of the argument. So it wasn't that he was making any Hamas statements. This was a pro-Palestinian type of statement, which is totally different. And I think a lot of times those narratives gets merged. I think this goes, if you're asking the question what happens next, it goes to court. The judge has to make the government show that that high burden has been reached, that he is participating in some type of espionage, some type of spy activity, or he does not get deported because his due process rights have been trampled on.
And we've been showing you pictures there of him now, Khalil, just to be able to help everybody understand where we are on this. He attended Columbia University. He helped organize protests last spring about the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza, now being arrested for being a terrorist. That's what he's being classified as. What does this mean for protesters here closer to home? I mean, we see on the campus of UNCC, protesting. How do we take what we're seeing now and kind of relate that to what could happen here?
Well, there is an attack on First Amendment rights across this country that is happening, not just right here in our backyards, but on all college campuses. And so you saw the attacks on all the college presidents from the University of Pennsylvania that happened last year when they all went before Congress, and most of them that stepped down based on even appearing in front of Congress. And so I can understand and appreciate what Speaker Johnson said today. We have an obligation to protect students that are on those campuses, but we also have to balance the rights of everyday citizens that have a constitutional right, something that's ingrained in the Constitution, to be able to speak in protest against things that you feel are wrong. And so if we're saying we're threatening folks to be taken out of this country, if you're threatening some type of arrest or expulsion from school because you're speaking your mind about things that you constitutionally have a right to, we are at a very, very weird tipping place in this country. And so what did happen is there will be challenges, constitutional challenges, because most of the speech that they're trying to stop is constitutionally protected. So it's going to open up what already is a very litigious society to do more lawsuits after lawsuits.
Khalif Rhodes, we appreciate your insight as always. Thank you.